So we're still on the topic of interpersonal skills and a few more communication tips for excellent customer service. The next one is the importance of good posture. Your posture greatly influences how you sound over the phone, as well as influences your attitude. When you sit up straight in an alert position, not only will you be ready to take the next call, you'll have greater control over your voice, and it improves your alertness and helps you feel more positive. Now, I explained earlier how I spoke with a rep who sounded like they had their hand over their mouth. I've actually been in a call center and seen this. And this gentleman's head was actually bopping up and down as he spoke because he was doing this so much. In fact, this call center was being evaluated because their quality was going down. And so we were coming in to evaluate where they were and what we could do to help them. As I looked around and watched agents and listened to their calls, I could see agents rolling their eyes and sounding exasperated. And there was just a general lack of concern for the customer, which in the end does show they're human and that it's not an easy job. But as you grow tired or frustrated, it doesn't mean that you have to lower your quality of your calls. It's still a job requirement to have a certain level of service that you deliver over the phone. Don't you think that President Obama gets tired? Do our presidents even get a full night of sleep? Or how many nights a week do they get a full night of sleep? Their day consists of multitasking, people groping for their time, and in the midst of all this, they're trying to solve major national and international problems. They have insurmountable stress on them daily, meaning all of our presidents. They're not allowed to show weakness, as it's going to be exploited. That's a sign of a leader, someone who is consistent, professional, and capable, and also constantly aware that they have people to serve. You can be a leader on your team and in your company if you display these traits on a daily basis. You want to emphasize the positive. That's another interpersonal skill. You're going to make it a habit to emphasize positive word choices. Your word choices have an impact on your conversation and the direction that it goes. For example, you want to be positive with customers and focus on how you can help, not how you can't help. Some words to avoid are can't and maybe. Instead of saying, maybe I can call you before I ship the order, that's got many errors in it. You want to say, I will call you before I ship the order. Likewise, rather than saying, I can't reduce the price, you want to say instead what you can do, such as I can upgrade you to this product or extend a warranty at no additional charge. Emphasize the positive using words that show your concern and the actions you're going to take. Don't forget to follow through on your promises. Even if you say that you will call before you ship the order, you must make sure you do so. The last part of our vocal traits that we want to talk about is using transitions. Most telephone calls go through several stages. For example, a typical phone order might start with an inquiry about the product that you're selling. Maybe they want to place an order or schedule delivery. As a skilled CSR, you can keep the conversation flowing smoothly from one stage to the next by using transitions. You can also use the transitions to fill dead air time, which we talked about earlier. Dead air time can happen while you're processing a request. For example, transitioning from one stage of the order to the next helps you when you talk to the customer through various stages. It can sound like this. The product is available. Now I'm going to check with the freight company and make sure you'll get it in time. That also informs the customer what the next stage is. You can use a transition to fill the silence when you can't respond to the customer's request instantly, such as while you're thinking. It should take me just a moment to check the database. Now you want to let the customer know what you're doing. A transition word being used can let the customer know what's going to happen next on the call. We're almost done. I just need to confirm your billing and your shipping address. So filling data airtime is something we discussed earlier. This can involve some multitasking. And not everybody has that skill, and it's something we all could work on a little better. But if this is the case at your center, I would have some questions or phrases posted near me that I could refer to so I don't ask something trite, such as, "Are you having a good day today, sir?" Now, I don't particularly like it when I'm asked that question because it's an obvious time filler, and I know that they just maybe don't know how to relate with me, so they ask something very trite such as that. And I know that possibly they're just trying to distract me so they can get their work done. Now, this could be a time to ask about their overall satisfaction with the product or service. Instead of asking that question, you can mention other attributes about the company and its offerings to possibly upsell your customer. Now, some centers require you to put the customer on hold while you research the customer's request. This isn't my favorite thing for our centers to do because I believe it can easily frustrate the customer and cause them to lose confidence in your abilities to help them or be concerned with their issue. It's actually a way of shutting the customer down from speaking. But if this is your center's policy, I advise you tell them that you need to place them on hold and check back with them every 30 seconds, up to a minute. Now, sometimes centers will actually have you do this because if you have a high call volume, it can help you get through your calls more efficiently. Now, I've talked about several things related to voice, and I just want to review those quickly. Here's the list that we talked about. We talked about using tone and inflection and how those are similar but can really change the meanings of your words and sentence. You also want to be careful that your volume is appropriate on the call and is not too soft where you can't be heard and not so loud that it almost sounds rude or just changes the energy of the call. Now, energy is the next thing. You want to keep a very positive energy and pace going throughout the calls and sound very positive. You want to be careful of your rate of speech and speak very clearly and articulate your words. Make sure you avoid quirky words, mispronunciations, and poor grammar. The other things that are important are good posture, emphasize the positive instead of pointing out the negatives, and making sure that you use transitions.